A powerful snowstorm struck northeast United States, bringing blizzard conditions from Maryland to Maine.
Heavy snowfall and strong winds have forced millions of residents indoors as officials declared states of emergency across the region. More than 40 million people across the northeastern U.S. were under severe weather warnings as a powerful nor'easter swept through the region. Air travel ground to a halt with more than 5,700 flights cancelled. Train and bus services were suspended, leaving commuters stranded. Thousands of homes and businesses lost power as the storm intensified, and wind gusts reaching 113 kilometers per hour raised the risk of falling trees and prolonged outages.
In New York City, a state of emergency continues to remain in effect. The normally bustling streets were nearly empty as the snowstorm blanketed the city. More than 2,600 sanitation workers and 2,300 plows have been deployed to clear the streets. Mayor Zoran Mamdani has ordered residents to remain off the roads. Non-essential travel ban kept most residents indoors, while buses and ambulances fitted with snow chains moved slowly through Manhattan.
Major tourist hubs like Times Square stood nearly empty, and even the United Nations headquarters in Manhattan suspended operations as the storm brought daily life to a halt. Across Brooklyn and surrounding areas, shops and restaurants remained closed as the storm disrupted daily life.
Central Park transformed into a winter playground as New Yorkers ventured out after heavy snowfall. With schools closed, many children were seen sledding down snowy hills, while families built snowmen and park-goers staged snowball fights. Central Park recorded nearly 20 inches of snow by Monday afternoon, the largest accumulation in over a decade.
So it's pretty strange because this is where you come for Manhattan Henge, and you can see all the way through to New Jersey where the sun sets. And now here, like today, because of the snow, you can't see past Grand Central, and it's all gray and dark, which is also very nice and peculiar, but kind of scary too.
In Boston, blizzards forced widespread flight cancellations, disrupted travel, and left streets coated in deep drifts. In Hull, Massachusetts, towering waves slammed into oceanfront homes as the snowstorm brought about massive coastal flooding and fierce winds apart from heavy snowfall. And there's more on this from our correspondent, Susan Tehrani, who sent us this report from New York.
Here in New York City, officials say the worst of the powerful winter storm has now passed, but the impact is still everywhere you look. After hours of heavy snow, strong winds, and near whiteout conditions, crews are now shifting from emergency response to cleanup mode across the 5 boroughs here in New York City. Now, the city's travel ban has been lifted, but officials are continuing to warn New Yorkers to stay cautious as streets not only remain very icy, but also the weather can change very quickly, and the wind is still very strong. So now the focus is all on recovery, digging out and restoring normal service. As you can see, the transit service, which has been operating throughout even the storm, continues to operate with the buses and trains in full service. Some stores, notably the Cornerstones and bodegas, continue to operate as well. And while that travel ban, as I mentioned, has been lifted, the city streets are pretty calm, at least for now. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION.
Well, all 7 people on board were killed after an air ambulance heading to Delhi crashed in Jharkhand's Chhatra district.
Extremely distressing news. Now, the incident took place on Monday evening, shortly after the aircraft took off from Ranchi Airport at around 7 p.m. local time. According to the DGCA, Redbird Airways Private Limited Beechcraft C-90 aircraft operating a medical evacuation flight. It established contact with Kolkata and requested a deviation due to adverse weather conditions. And then around 7:35 p.m. local time, the flight lost communication and radar contact with Kolkata.
In its statement, DGCA said that Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau will conduct a detailed investigation to determine cause of the crash, confirming casualties Chatto Deputy Commissioner stated that there were no survivors in the incident.
तो जैसे हम लोगों को इन्फॉर्मेशन पता चला, हम लोग मेडिकल टीम के साथ जो है रश किए यहाँ पे, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली डॉक्टर्स का टीम उन्होंने फाउंड डेड डिक्लेयर किया, तो हम लोगों ने उनका बॉडीज को निकाल करके पोस्टमार्टम के लिए और फर्दर इन्वेस्टिगेशन के लिए भेजे हैं। इसमें जो है कल सिविल एविएशन मिनिस्ट्री से जो है टीम आ रहे हैं, वो लोग इसका ब्लैक बॉक्स जो है आइडेंटिफाई करके इसका एक्सीडेंट का कारण वगैरह वो लोग।
Donald Trump is warning he'll hit countries with larger tariffs if they try to take advantage of a Supreme Court ruling. Last week, the United States highest court found the president's tariffs on foreign imports illegal. In response, Trump has promised to find a way around the ruling and has threatened countries trying to act on it. In a Truth Social post overnight, he said any country that wants to play games with the ridiculous Supreme Court decision, especially those that have ripped off the USA for years, will be met with a much higher tariff. And worse than that, which they just recently agreed to, buyer beware. So I think that falls under reciprocal tariffs. We're going back there. Anyway, he says, as president, I do not have to go back to Congress to get approval of tariffs. It's already been gotten in many forms a long time ago.
The world's most advanced super carrier has reached the front line, but behind the steel hull, a silent crisis seems to be brewing. Washington has triggered the largest military surge since the 2003 Iraq invasion. But now reports indicate that the mighty USS Gerald R. Ford is grappling with a crippling sewage crisis. America's top warship facing readiness doubts just when war looms. Take a look.
Warships stack the horizon. Fighter jets rotate through desert bases. Missile defense batteries lock into position. This is the largest American military buildup in West Asia since the Iraq War. US already has the USS Abraham Lincoln in the region. Now it is joined by another aircraft carrier. The USS Gerald R. Ford, the most advanced and powerful aircraft carrier ever built. A 100,000-ton nuclear-powered giant, capable of launching more sorties per day than any carrier before it, armed with stealth fighters, surveillance aircraft, and electronic warfare systems, a floating fortress designed to dominate sea and sky. But beneath the deck, questions are rising. Recent reports reveal that the Ford's crew has been grappling with a persistent sewage system crisis. Waste backing up, maintenance crews stretched. The US Navy's top leadership had previously warned that extending deployments could damage maintenance cycles and strain sailors already operating at high tempo. Facing a grave threat, Iran has assembled a diverse and sophisticated arsenal designed to confront the US Armada. Supreme Leader Khamenei declares US carriers as sinkable targets, boasting of dangerous weapons. Tehran amplifies the threat with chilling AI-generated videos showing US aircraft carriers engulfed in flames.
I think there is no limit to the strikes. An act of aggression would be regarded as an act of aggression, period. and any state would react to an act of aggression as part of its inherent right of self-defense ferociously. So that's what we would do.
Tehran is making it clear that a U.S. attack of any scale would spur the Islamic Republic to respond ferociously. This after President Donald Trump said he was considering limited strikes against the country. The two countries concluded a second round of indirect talks in Switzerland under Omani mediation. Further talks confirmed by Iran and Oman are scheduled for Thursday. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.